कोटि किंजल्कभ्रमते भूमिश्चिन्तामणिस्तत्र कर्णिकारे महाशने शंसानीनाचित् आनन्दं ज्योतिरूपं सनातनं शब्दब्रह्ममयं वेणुं वादयन्तं मुखं भुजे विलासिनी गणावृतं स्वे अभिस्तुतम् अथ वेणुनिनादस्य त्रयमूर्तिमयी गतिः स्फुरन्ति प्रविश्वे वासुषु मुखभजानि स्वयंभुवा गायत्रीं गायतस्तस्मात् आदिगत्या सरोजजा संस्कृतस्य चादिगुणानां द्विजताम् अगतं ततः त्वया प्रबुद्धोऽता विद्धिर्विज्ञाता तत्त्वसागरः तुष्टावा वेदसारेण श्रोतनेन केशवा चिन्तामणि प्रकरसद्मशुकल्पवृक्षा लक्षावतेषु सुरभिरभिपालयन्ताम् लक्ष्मीसहस्रशतसम्भ्रमसेव्यमानम् गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तम् अहं भजामि वेणुं कवान्तम् अरविन्दलायताक्षं भारावतांसम् असितं बुधसुन्दरङ्गम् कन्दर्पकोटिकमनीयविशेषशोभं गोविन्दम् आदिपुरुषं तम् अहं भजामि आलोलचन्द्रकलसाद्वनमाल्यवांशी रत्नागदं प्रणयकेलिकलाविलासं श्यामं त्रिभङ्गललितं नियताप्रकाशं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तम् अहं भजामि अङ्गानि यस्य सकलेन्द्रियवृत्तिपान्ति पश्यान्ति पान्ति कलयान्ति चिरं जगान्ति आनन्दचिन्मय सद् उज्ज्वल विग्रहस्य गोविन्दम् आदिपुरुषं तम् अहं भजामि अद्वैतम् अच्युतम् अनादि अनन्तरूपम् आद्यं पुराणपुरुषं नवयौवनं च वेदेषु दुर्लभम् अदुर्लभम् आत्मभक्तो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तम् अहं भजामि पन्तस्तु कोटिशतवत्सरसम्प्रगाम्यो वायोरथापि मनसो मुनिपुङ्गवानम् सोऽप्यस्ति यत्प्रभतसिम्नि अविचिन्ततत्त्वे गोविन्दम् आदिपुरुषं तम् अहं भजामि एकोपअसयचयतुं जगदन्धकोटिं यच्चक्ति अस्जगदन्धचयाय दन्ता अन्दन्तरस्थपरमाणुचयन्तरस्थं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तम् अहं भजामि यद्भावभावि तदीयो मनुजस्तथैव सम्प्राप्य रूपमहिमा शनयानभूषा शुक्तेयम् एव निगमा प्रतिता स्तुवन्ति गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तम् अहं भजामि आनन्दचिन्मयरसा प्रतिभाविताभिः ताभिः य एव निजरूपतया कलाभिः गोलोक एव निवसति अखिलात्मभूतो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तम् अहं भजामि प्रेमाञ्जनाच्युरितभक्तिविलोचनेन सन्ता सदैव हृदयेषु विलोकयन्ति यं श्यामसुन्दरम् अचिन्त्यगुणास्वरूपम् गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तम् अहं भजामि रामादिमूर्तिषु कलानियमेन तिष्ठान् नानावतारम् अकरोत् भुवनेषु किन्तु कृष्णा स्वयं सम्भवात् परमापुमान्यो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषां तम् अहं भजामि। यस्या प्रभाव प्रभतो जगदण्डकोटि कोटिव अशेष वसुधादि विभूति भिन्नां तद्ब्रह्म निष्कलम् अनंत अशेष भूतां गोविन्दमादिपुरुषां तम् अहं भजामि। माया हि यस्य जगदण्डशतानि शूते त्रैगुण्य तद्विषय वेदवितायमाना सत्त्वावलम्बि परसत्त्वं विशुद्धसत्त्वं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषां तम् अहं भजामि। आनन्दचिन्मय रसात्मतया मनाशु या प्राणिनां प्रतिफलं स्मरतम् उपेत्य लीलायतेन भुवनानि जयाति अजस्रम् गोविन्दमादिपुरुषां तम् अहं भजामि। गोलोकनाम्नि निजधाम्नि तले ततस्य देवी महेश हरिधामेषु तेषु तेषु ते ते प्रभावनिचया विहितश्च येन गोविन्दमादिपुरुषां तम् अहं भजामि। सृष्टिस्थितिप्रलयसाधनशक्तिरेका क्षय्येव यस्य भुवनानि बिभर्ति दुर्गा इच्छानुरूपम् अपि यस्य च चेष्टते सा गोविन्दमादिपुरुषां तम् अहं भजामि। क्षीरं यथा दधि विकार विशेषयोगात् संजायते न हि तथा पृथक् अस्ति हेतो या शम्भुताम् अपि तथा समुपैति कार्यात् गोविन्दमादिपुरुषां तम् अहं भजामि। दीपाच्च एव हि दशान्तरम् अभ्युपेत्य दीपायते विर्तहेतु समानधर्मा यस्त्वर्ग एव हि च विष्णुतया विभाति गोविन्दमादिपुरुषां तम् अहं भजामि। या कारणाविजले भजति समयोगा निद्रम् अनन्तजगदण्डसरोमकूपा आधारशक्तिम् अवलम्ब्य परं समूर्तिम् गोविन्दमादिपुरुषां तम् अहं भजामि। यस्येकनिश्वसितकालम् अथावलम्ब्य जीवन्ति लोमविलजा जगदण्डनाथा विष्णुर्महान् स इह यस्य कलाविशेषो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषां तम् अहं भजामि। भास्वान् यथा स्म सकलेषु निजेषु तेज स्वीयं कियत् प्रकटयाति अपि तद्वत् अत्र ब्रह्माय एष जगदण्डविधानकर्ता गोविन्दम् आदिपुरुषां तम् अहं भजामि। यत्पादपल्लवयुगां विनिधाय कुम्भा द्वन्द्वे प्रणाम समये स गणाधिराजा विघ्नान् विहान्तम् अलम् अस्य जगत्त्रयस्य गोविन्दमादिपुरुषां तम् अहं भजामि। अग्निर्मही गगनम् अम्बुमरुद्दिशश्च कालस्तथात्ममनसीति जगत्त्रयानि यस्मात् भवन्ति विभवन्ति विशन्ति यं च गोविन्दमादिपुरुषां तम् अहं भजामि। यश्चक्षु एष सविता सकलाग्रहाणां राजा समस्तसुरमूर्ति अशेष तेजः Yasnajā brahmati sambratakala chakro Govindam adipurusham tam aham bhajami Dharmo tapapa nichaya shrutayastapamsi Brahmadikita patagavadasya cha jivaha Yaddattamatra vibhava prakata prabhava Govindamadi purusham tam aham bhajami Yastva indra gopam athavendra aho swakarma Bandhanurupam phalabhajanam atnoti Karmani nirdhati kintu cha bhakti bhajam Govindamadi purusham tam aham bhajami Yam krodha kama sahaja pranayadi bhiti Vatsalya moha guru gaurava sevya bhave Sanchintya tasya sadarshim tanur apur ete Govindamadi purusham tam aham bhajami Govindamadi purusham tam aham bhajami Shriya Kanta Kanta Parama Purusha Kalpatarvo Dhrumas Bhumis Chintamani Ganamai Toyam Amritam Katha Ganam Natyam Gamanam Api Vamshi Priya Sakhi Chit Anandam Jyoti Param Api Tad Ashwadam Api Cha Sa yatra shirabhi sravati surabhi bhayassa sumahan Nirme sardhakyo va vrajati nahi yatrapi samayaha Bhaje shveta deepam tam aham ihal golokam iti yam Vindaste santa shiti virala charaha katipaye Atho vacha mahavishnu bhagwantam prajapatim Brahman mahatma vigyane praja sarge cha tinmate Pancha shlokim imam vidyam vatsadatam nibodame Prabuddhe jnana bhaktibhyam atmani ananda chinmayi Udeti anuttama bhaktir bhagavat prema lakshana Premanestat sat acharas tad abhyasera nirantaram Bodhayan atmanatmanam bhaktim api uttamam labhet Yasya shreyeskaram nasti yaya nirvritim apnuyat Ya sadhyati mam eva bhaktim tam eva sadhyayed Dharman anyan parityajya mam ekam bhaja vishwasan Yadarshi shraddha siddhir bhavati tadarshi Kurvan nirantaram karma loko yam anuvartate Teneva karmana dhyayan mam param bhaktim ichchati Aham hi vishvasya characharasya bijam pradhanam prakriti pumamscha Maya hitam teja idam bibharshi vedi videhi tvaram atho jaganti Om Ishwar Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam Iti Shri Brahma Samhita Sampurnam Om Tat Sat. Thank you very much. maybe. Typically people come little late. Prabhu, you don't mind me sitting here, correct? No? Okay. Prabhu, can I get a songbook also? Maybe a headless would have been better.
The microphone?
The handset. It's working against gravity. I think this is much better. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So, we read the whole Brahma Samhita. Now, all of us can read 5 translation each. And the schedule will be today, we have this morning class in which I'll try to cover up pastimes of Lord Sri Ramchandra, his coming back to Ayodhya after 14 years of exile. And then we'll go into Damodar Leela pastime, because Diwali is also a day when Damodar Leela happened. And we'll talk about various things. And we have Akrunath Prabhu also here, so we can have all questions from him. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gyan Anjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmitam Yena Tasmai Shri Namaha. So I'm told that we read 5 translations together, one at a time. So I'll start with first. Krishna, who is known as Govinda, is the supreme Godhead. He has an eternal blissful spiritual body. He is the origin of all. He has no other origin, and he is the prime cause of all causes. The spiritual place of transcendental pastimes of Krishna is portrayed in the second verse. The super excellent station of Krishna, which is known as Gokula, has thousands of petals and a corolla like that of a lotus sprouted from a part of his infantry aspect. The whirl of the leaves being the actual abode of Krishna. The whirl of the transcendental lotus is the realm wherein dwells Krishna. It is a hexagonal figure, the abode of the indwelling, predominated and predominating aspect of the Absolute. Like a diamond, the central supporting figure of self-luminous Krishna stands as the transcendental source of all potencies. The holy name, consisting of 18 transcendental letters, is manifested in a hexagonal figure with 6-fold divisions. The whole of that eternal realm, Gokula, is the hexagonal abode of Krishna. Its petals are the abodes of gopis, who are part and parcel of Krishna, to whom they are most lovingly devoted and are similar in essence. The petals shine beautifully like so many walls. The extended leaves of the lotus leaves are the garden-like dham, that is, spiritual abode of Sri Radhika, the most beloved of Krishna. The surrounding external plane of Gokula is described in this verse. There is a mysterious quadrangular place named Shvetadipa, surrounding the outskirts of Gokula. Shvetadipa is divided into 4 parts on all sides: the abode of Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha are separately located in each of these four parts. These four divided abodes are enveloped by the fourfold human requirements such as piety, wealth, passion, and liberation, as also by the four Vedas, namely Rig, Sama, Yajur, and Atharva, which deal with the mantra and which are the basis of achievements of the fourfold mundane requirements. 10 tridents are fixed in the 10 directions, including the zenith and the nadir. The 8 directions are decorated with the 8 jewels of Mahapadma, Padma, Shankhya, Makara, Kachapa, Mukunda, Kunda, and Nila. There are 10 protectors, Dikpalas, of the 10 directions in the form of mantra. The associates of the hue of blue, yellow, red, and white, and the extraordinary potencies bearing the names of Vimala, etc., shine on all sides. Prabhuji?
The Lord of Gokula is the transcendental supreme Godhead, the own self of eternal ecstasies. He is the superior of all superiors and is busily engaged in the enjoyments of the transcendental realm and has no association with his mundane potency. Krishna never consorts with his illusory energy. Still, her connection is not entirely cut off from the absolute truth. When he intends to create the material world, the amorous pastime in which he engages by consorting with his own spiritual chit potency, Rama, by casting his glance at the deluding energy in the shape of sending his time energy, is an auxiliary activity. The secondary process of association with Maya is described. Rama Devi, the spiritual chit potency, beloved consort of the Supreme Lord, is the regulatrix of all entities. The divine plenary portion of Krishna creates the mundane world. At creation there appears a divine halo of the nature of his own subjective portion, Swangsha. This halo is divine Shambhu, the masculine symbol or manifested emblem of the Supreme Lord. This halo is the dim twilight reflection of the supreme eternal effulgence. This masculine symbol is the subjective portion of divinity who functions as progenitor of the mundane world, subject to the supreme regulatrix Niyati. The conceiving potency in regard to mundane creation makes her appearance out of the supreme regulatrix. She is Maya, the limited, non-absolute apara potency, the symbol of mundane feminine productivity. The intercourse of these two brings forth the faculty of perverted cognition, the reflection of the seed of the procreative desire of the Supreme Lord. All offspring of the consort of the great Lord, Maheshwara, of this mundane world, are of the nature of the embodiment of the mundane masculine and feminine generative organs. The person embodying the material causal principle, namely the great Lord of this mundane world, Maheshwara, Shambhu, in the form of the male generating organ, is joined to his female consort, the limited energy, Maya, as the efficient causal principle. The Lord of the world, Mahavishnu, is manifest in him by his subjective portion in the form of his glance.
Balaprabhu, you want to read? Text 11, Prabhu Samhita. Page 11, yeah.
The Lord of the mundane world, Mahavishnu, possesses thousands of heads, eyes, hands. He is the source of thousands of avatars in his thousands of subjective portions. He is the creator of thousands of individual souls. The same Mahavishnu is spoken of by the name of Narayana in this mundane world. From that eternal person has sprung the vast expanse of water of the spiritual causal ocean. The subjective portion of Sankarshana, who abides in Paravyoma, the above Supreme Purusha, with thousands of subjective portions, reposes in the state of divine sleep, Yoga Nidra, in the waters of the spiritual causal ocean. The spiritual seeds of Sankarshana, existing in the pores of skin of Mahavishnu, are born as so many golden sperms. These sperms are covered with 5 great elements. The same Mahavishnu entered into each universe as his own separate subjective portions. The divine portions that entered into each universe are possessed of his majestic extension. That is, they are the eternal universal soul Mahavishnu, possessing thousands of heads. The same Mahavishnu created Vishnu from his left limb, Brahma, the first progenitor of beings, from his right limb, and from the space between his two eyebrows, Sambhu, the divine masculine manifested halo.
The function of Sambhu in relation to the jivas is that this universe enshrining the mundane egoistic principle has originated from Shambhu. Thereupon the same great personal Godhead, assuming the threefold forms of Vishnu, Prajapati and Shambhu, entering into the mundane universe, plays the pastimes of preservation, creation and destruction of this world. This pastime is contained in the mundane world. Hence, it is being perverted. The Supreme Lord, identical with Mahavishnu, prefers to consort with the goddess Yoga Nidra, the constituent of his own spiritual chit potency, full of the ecstatic trance of eternal bliss, appertaining to his own divine personality. When Vishnu, lying in the ocean of milk, wills to create this universe, a golden lotus springs from his navel pit. The golden lotus with its stem is the abode of Brahma, representing Brahmaloka or Satyaloka. Before their conglomeration, the primary elements in their nascent state remain originally separate entities. Non-application of the conglomerating process is the cause of their separate existence. Divine Mahavishnu, primeval Godhead, through association with his own spiritual chit potency, moved Maya and by the application of the conglomerating principle, created those different entities in their state of cooperation. And after that he himself consorted with Yoga Nidra by a way of his eternal dalliance with his spiritual chit potency. By conglomerating all those separate entities, he manifested the innumerable mundane universes and himself entered into the innermost recess of every extended conglomerate, Virad Vigraha. At that time, those jivas who had lain dormant during the cataclysm were awakened.
The same jiva is eternal and is for eternity and without a beginning joined to the Supreme Lord by the tie of an eternal kinship. He is transcendental spiritual potency. The divine lotus, which springs from the navel pit of Vishnu, is in every way related by the spiritual tie with all souls, and is the origin of four-faced Brahma, versed in the four Vedas. On coming out of the lotus, Brahma, being guided by the divine potency, turned his mind to the act of creation under the impulse of previous impressions. But he could see nothing but darkness in every direction. Then the goddess of learning, Saraswati, the divine consort of the Supreme Lord, said thus to Brahma, who saw nothing but gloom in all directions: O Brahma, this mantra, namely, Kling Krishnaya Govindaya Gopi Janavallabhaya Swaha, will assuredly fulfill your heart's desire. O Brahma, do thou practice spiritual association by means of this mantra, then all your desires will be fulfilled.
Brahma, being desirous of satisfying Govinda, practiced the cultural acts for Krishna and Golaka, Lord of Shvetadipa, for a long time. His meditation ran thus: There exists a divine lotus of 1,000 petals, augmented by millions of filaments in the transcendental land of Goloka. On its hold, there exists a great divine throne on which is seated Sri Krishna, the form of eternal effulgence of transcendental bliss, playing on his divine flute resonant with the divine sound with his lotus mouth. He is worshipped by his amorous milkmaids with their respective subjective portions and extensions, and also by his external energy, who stays outside, embodying all mundane qualities. Then Gayatri, mother of the Vedas, being made manifest, that is imparted by the divine sound of the flute of Sri Krishna, entered into the lotus mouth of Brahma, born from himself, through his 8 ear holes. The lotus-born Brahma, having received the Gayatri, sprung from the flute song of Sri Krishna, attained the status of the twice-born, having been initiated by the supreme primal perceptor, Godhead himself. Enlightened by the recollection of that Gayatri, embodying the 3 Vedas, Brahma became acquainted with the expanse of the ocean of truth. Then he worshipped Sri Krishna, the essence of all Vedas, with this hymn. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, the first progenitor, who is tending the cows, yielding all desire in abodes built with spiritual gems, surrounded by millions of purpose trees, always served with great reverence and affection by hundreds of thousands of Lakshmis or Gopis. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is adept in playing on his flute, with blooming eyes like lotus petals, with head decked with peacock's feather, with a figure of beauty tinged with the hue of blue clouds, and his unique loveliness charming millions of cupids.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, round whose neck is swinging a garland of flowers beautified with moon locket, whose 2 hands are adorned with the flute and jewel ornaments, who always revels in pastimes of love, whose graceful threefold bending form of Shama Sundara is eternally manifest. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, whose transcendental form is full of bliss, truth, substantiality, and is thus full of most dazzling splendor. Each of the limbs of the transcendental figure possesses in himself the full-fledged functions of all the organs, and eternally sees, maintains, and manifests the infinite universes, both spiritual and mundane. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is inaccessible to the Vedas, but obtainable by pure, unalloyed devotion of the soul, who is without a second, who is not subject to decay, is without a beginning, whose form is endless, who is the beginning and the eternal Purusha, yet he is a person possessing the beauty of blooming youth. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord. Only the tip of the toe of whose lotus feet is approached by the yogis who aspire after the transcendental and betake themselves to pranayam by drilling the respiration, or by the jnanis who try to find out a non-differentiated Brahman by the process of elimination of the mundane extending over thousands of millions of years. He is an undifferentiated entity, as there is no distinction between potency and the possessor thereof. In his work of creation of millions of worlds, his potency remains inseparable. All the universes exist in him, and he is present in his fullness in every one of the atoms, and that are scattered throughout the universe at once and the same time. Such is the primeval Lord whom I adore. Jai.
I adore the same Govinda, the primeval Lord, in whose praise men who are imbued with devotion sing the mantra suktas told by the Vedas by gaining their appropriate beauty, greatness, thrones, conveyances, and ornaments. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, residing in his own realm, Goloka, with Radha resembling his own spiritual figure, the embodiment of the ecstatic potency, possessed of the 64 artistic activities, in the company of her confidants, Sakhis, embodiments of the extensions of her bodily form, permeated and vitalized by his ever blissful spiritual rasa. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is Shyamasundara, Krishna himself, with inconceivable, innumerable attributes, whom the pure devotees see in their heart of hearts, with the eye of devotion tinged with the salve of love. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who manifested himself personally as Krishna, and the different avatars in the world in the forms of Rama, Nrsimha, Vamana, etc., as his subjective portions. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, whose effulgence is the source of the non-differentiated Brahman mentioned in the Upanishads, being differentiated from the infinity of glories of the mundane universe, appears as the indivisible, infinite, limitless truth.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is the absolute substantive, principle being the ultimate entity in the form of the support of all existence, whose external potency embodies the threefold mundane qualities, namely Sattva, Rajas and Tamas, and diffuses the Vedic knowledge regarding the mundane world. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, whose glory ever triumphantly dominates the mundane world by the activity of his own pastimes, being reflected in the mind of recollecting souls as the transcendental entity of ever blissful cognitive rasa. Lowest of all is located Devi Dhama, mundane world. Next above it is Mahesha Dhama, abode of Mahesha. Above Mahesha Dhama is placed Hari Dhama, abode of Hari. And above them all is located Krishna's own realm named Goloka. I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, who has allotted their respective authorities to the rulers of those graded realms. The external potency Maya, who is of the nature of the shadow of the Chit potency, is worshipped by all people as Durga, the creative, preserving and destroying agency of this mundane world. I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, in accordance with whose will Durga conducts herself. Just as milk is transformed into curd by the action of acids, but yet the effect curd is neither same as nor different from its cause, namely milk, so I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, of whom the state of Sambhu is a transformation for the performance of the work of destruction.
The light of one candle being communicated to other candles, although it burns separately in them, is the same in its quality. I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, who exhibits himself equally in the same mobile manner in his various manifestations. I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, who, assuming his own great subjective form, who bears the name of Shesha, replete with the all-accommodating potency, and reposing in the causal ocean with the infinity of the world in the pores of his hair, enjoys creative sleep, that is Yoga Nidra. Brahma and the other lords of the mundane worlds, as appearing from the pores of hair of Mahavishnu, remain alive as long as the duration of one exhalation of the later Mahavishnu. I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, of whose subjective personality Mahavishnu is a portion of portion. I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, from whom the separated subjective portion Brahma receives the power for the regulation of the mundane world, just as the sun manifests some portion of his own light in all the effulgent gems that bear the name of Suryakanta, etc. I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, whose lotus feet are always held by Ganesha, upon the pair of tumuli protruding from his elephant head in order to obtain power for his function of destroying all the obstacles on the path of progress of the three worlds.
The three worlds are composed of the 9 elements, namely fire, earth, ether, water, air, direction, time, soul, and mind. I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, from whom they originate, in whom they exist, and into whom they enter at the time of the universal cataclysm. The sun, who is the king of all the planets, full of infinite effulgence, the image of the good soul, is as the eye of this world. I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, in pursuance of whose order the sun performs his journey, mounting the wheel of time. I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, by whose conferred power are maintained the manifested potencies that are found to exist of all virtues, all vices, the Vedas, the penances, and all jivas, from Brahma to the meanest insect. I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, who burns up to their roots all fruitive activities of those who are imbued with devotion, and impartially ordains for each the due enjoyment of the fruits of one's activities of all those who walk in the path of work, in accordance with the chain of their previously performed works, no less in the case of the tiny insect that bears the name of Indragopa than in that of Indra, king of the Devas. I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, the meditators of whom, by meditating upon him, under the sway of wrath, amorous passion, natural friendly love, fear, parental affection, delusion, reverence, and willing service, attain to bodily forms befitting the nature of their contemplation.
56, 103.
I worship the transcendental seat known as Shvetadipa, whose, as loving consorts the Lakshmis, in their unalloyed spiritual essence, practice the amorous service of the Supreme Lord, Krishna, as their only lover. Where every tree is a transcendental purpose tree, where the soil is a purpose gem, all water is nectar, every word is a song, every guide is a dance, the flute is the favorite attendant, effulgence is full of transcendental bliss, and the supreme spiritual entities are all enjoyable and tasty. Where numberless milk cows always emit transcendental oceans of milk, where there is eternal existence of transcendental time, who is ever present and without past or future, and hence is not subject to the quality of passing away, even for the space of half a moment. That realm is known as Goloka, only to a very few self-realized souls in this world.
On hearing these hymns containing the essence of the truth, the Supreme Lord Krishna said to Brahma, Brahma, if you experience the inclination to create offspring by being endowed with the real knowledge of the glory of Godhead, listen, my beloved, from me to this science set forth in the following 5 shlokas. When the pure spiritual experience is excited by means of cognition and service, bhakti, super excellent unalloyed devotion, characterized by love for Godhead, is awakened towards Krishna, the beloved of all souls. The highest devotion is attained by slow degrees by the method of constant endeavor for self-realization with the help of scriptural evidence, theist conduct, and perseverance in practice. Very important verse. These preliminary practices of devotion, sadhana bhakti, are conducive to the realization of loving devotion. Then whom there is no superior well-being, who goes hand in hand with the attainment of the exclusive state of the supreme bliss, and who can lead to myself.
Abandoning all meritorious performances, serve me with faith. The realization will correspond to the nature of one's faith. The people of the world act ceaselessly in pursuance of some ideal. By meditating on me by means of those deeds, one will obtain devotion characterized by love in the shape of the supreme service. Listen, O Vidhi, I am the seed, that is the fundamental principle of this world of animate and inanimate objects. I am Pradhana, the substance of matter. I am Prakriti, material cause, and I am Purusha, efficient cause. This fiery energy that belongs specially to the Brahman, that inheres in you, has also been conferred by me. It is by bearing this fiery energy that you regulate this phenomenal world of animate and inanimate objects.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. This is a very special book. It's actually a gift to all of us by the Parampara. Because the book, this Brahma Samhita was lost, but then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because he wanted us to understand, how this creation manifestations are happening. And he discovered one chapter of this whole book. And then, people painstakingly handwritten those scripts and passed around. And then Srila Prabhupada Guru, who is Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj, he personally actually translated and gave purport. So basically, Srila Prabhupada is giving us this detail, and Srila Prabhupada instructed that we should not try to change anything in Brahma Samhita. So, and the language of Brahma Samhita in purports and translation is little difficult to understand, but it is pure. So almost the whole philosophy which Gaudiya Vaishnava is based on pretty much comes up in this small book. One thing which I wanted to just read is the last 5 shlokas are good, just to be in touch with parampara and to hear purports of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Maybe we can just take text 21 and read the purport before we go to the Bhagavatam setting. Text 21, page 36. Sa nityo nitya sambandha prakriti cha parevasa. Translation: the same jiva is eternal and is for the eternity and without a beginning joined to the Supreme Lord by the tie of an eternal kinship. He is transcendental spiritual potency. Purport by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Just as the sun is eternally associated with his rays, so the transcendental Supreme Lord is eternally joined with the jivas. The jivas are the infinitesimal particles of his spiritual effulgence and are therefore not perishable like mundane things. Jivas, being particles of Godhead's effulgent rays, exhibit on a minute scale the qualities of the divinity. Hence, jivas are identical with the principles of knowledge, knower, egoism, enjoyer, meditator, and doer. Krishna is the all-pervading, all-extending Supreme Lord, while jivas have a different nature from his, being his atomic particles. That eternal relationship consists in this, that the Supreme Lord is the eternal master and jivas are his eternal servants. That pretty much summarizes, what's the relationship. Jivas have also sufficient eligibility in respect of the mellow quality of the divinity. Apreyam itastva anyam prakriti vidhi me param. By this verse of the Gita, it is made known that jivas are his transcendental potency. All the qualities of the unalloyed soul are above the eightfold qualities such as egotism, etc., pertaining to his achit potency. Prabhu, we are reading from Brahma Samhita on page 37. Hence the jiva potency, though very small in magnitude, is still superior to the achit potency or maya. This potency has another name, namely tatastha, or marginal potency, being located on a liner demarcating the spheres of the spiritual and the mundane potencies. He is susceptible to the influence of the material energy owing to his small magnitude. But so long as he remains submissive to Krishna, the Lord of Maya, he is not liable to be the influence of Maya. The worldly afflictions, birth and rebirths, are the commitants of the fettered condition of souls falling into the clutches of the deluding potency from a time that has no beginning. So we clearly see, our position as respect to, the material parts. So, and it's our choice. The whole positive current of a spiritual realm and a negative current of materialism exist. It is how, and we are kind of a conductors. So it is more how we get aligned. If we start looking towards Krishna, and by as it is mentioned, by slow degree of progress, as long as we stick to the principles provided by the acharyas, as long as we do simple things, and with doing small improvements at every time, like Vaisheshika Prabhu says, like do small incremental improvements in your life. And so if we continue like that, it's an achievable process of getting aligned with the Supreme Lord. And then we have to do our part, and the Lord then, once the time comes and the mercy falls, then everything gets aligned properly. On the contrary, if we are putting consciousness onto too many demoniac things, which is more like a negative charge, then we get like asuras or demons, that kind of, and that's where most of the problem is happening. Right now, people want to create, say for example, cars, fast moving cars, but their intention is to make profits. The intention is to see how the Honda comes up, how can I make a better than a Toyota? How can I beat them in market share? So since their direction is always misguided, the output what we see is, okay, you got a big communication vehicle, but look at, there's so many traffic jams. The solutions provided are incomplete. One problem is resolved and 10 more problems arise from that. But if you look into this simple principle of, waking up early, trying to pray to the Lord, chant, associate with devotees, that's very simple, achievable, and people get progress. And that's the prescribed rule for us. The good news here is that, it is our choice as a Tatastha Shakti of whether we want to get aligned with something which is good or something which is bad. So that's why Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, he always leaves like that. Okay, now I told you, Arjuna, now do what you want to do. Correct? And Krishna never forces anything. Okay, yeah, he watches everything. And then he leaves up to you. Correct? But Shri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, he doesn't want us to live there. He specifically came and he's saying, no, let's wake up early, let's chant, let's do kirtan. So that's why we are more close to Shri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. So in fact, when you are doing your Damodar Ashtakam, while you are doing to Yashoda and Krishna, we should also meditate about Lord Gauranga and Sachi Devi, because they are so close. And if they are happy, Lord Damodar will definitely listen to us. Today is actually when the Damodar Leela happened, and we will cover that pastime toward later part of the class. So this is a ritual of, touching this book and reading it before we go to the Brahma Samhita, to the Bhagavatam class. Can we, Prabhu, go to Bhagavatam class? Yeah? Okay. Before that, we will actually sing small kirtan. Radha Madhav is what, Jai Radha Madhav is what we sing in ISKCON. Before we read that, I just wanted to read the translation. And there is a small pastime of Srila Prabhupada which is mentioned, which is very important when we are singing. When we see that, then it's actually from Gita Vali. I can show the page number. Yeah, page number 60. Everybody has in the songbook? Yeah. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Giri Varadhari Yashoda Nandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vana Chari. I'll do a translation and then that, because Krishna is the lover of Radha. He displays many amorous pastimes in the groves of Vrindavan. He is the lover of the cowherd maidens of Vraja, the holder of the great hill named Govardhan, and the beloved son of Mother Yashoda. He delights the inhabitants of Vraja and wanders in the forest along the banks of the river Yamuna. Srila Prabhupada was very fond of this song and sang it before his lectures. In Allahabad and Gorakhpur, Srila Prabhupada fell into a trance after singing the first two lines, and after some time he came back into external consciousness and said, now just chant Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada said that this song is a picture of Vrindavan. Everything is there. Srimati Radharani, Vrindavan, Govardhan, Yashoda, and all the cowherd boys. So it's very important, very simple 4 lines, but we should imbibe it into our life. And the whole Vrindavan is there. Like, we don't have to be great scholars of understanding huge amount of, this Samhitas and that Samhita. Like, simple thing, as long as we fix to the principles, very simple. And this song everybody knows in ISKCON. And if we should meditate that every day. Srila Prabhupada went into trance state. He has so many, there's a pastime, but I think we can, because we have so much things to cover today. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Radha Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Radha Madhava Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Typically, shall we just go to the Bhagavatam or shall we do 1 or 2 more bhajans?
As you like.
Okay. Since devotees are coming, maybe we can do Udilo Arun. Or I think we have today many things to cover. So yeah, let's go. So welcome everybody. Thank you very much for joining in today. Today is very auspicious. As we said, we have a big celebration. You can see the whole temple celebrated decorated very nicely. There are a lot of devotees who are behind setting up all this beautiful arrangement, and they were working pretty late in the night. And the program for today is that we will have this class will go till 10 o'clock, and 10 o'clock we'll have Srila Prabhupada Aarti, Guru Puja, and then somewhere around 10:30 or so we'll have Prasad distribution here, and then we'll honor Prasad, and after that some devotees will go for book distribution, and then from 3 o'clock up to the way evening we have a big festival for Diwali. And tomorrow again, in the morning, we have a Govardhan Puja. So we all know the pastimes of how Krishna actually picked up Govardhan on his small finger, correct? And this is one of the traditional festival in Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara, where we make Giri Govardhan with lot of food stuff and offer it to Krishna. And then because it's a kitchen religion, everybody likes to honor the prasad after we have done the offer it to Krishna after Aarti. So we'll do that tomorrow. So all of you should definitely plan to be here tomorrow. And then also to increase the bliss, we have the regular Sunday program in the evening. So where there will be Damodar Ashtakam, where you can offer ghee wick to the Lord. We will do it today also. And you can do that at your home for the entire Kartik month. It's very auspicious, and it gives you a lot of benedictions. At least if someone even just tries to offer it once, their journey back home starts. So very auspicious. Induce everybody who you see to come to the temple and do small offering to the Lordship. So in ISV, since we are having this celebration on Diwali, I just wanted to check on what Srila Prabhupada, actually today we have some elaborate arrangement in which there will be also Lakshmi Narsinghadev Puja. So I was a little curious as to what is Srila Prabhupada's view on celebrating Diwali in ISKCON temples. And the good news is Srila Prabhupada promoted it. So I would like to read that letter, because I was just wanting to think how, if Srila Prabhupada would have been there in ISV, how this would have gone. So everything is getting done under Srila Prabhupada guidance, which is very good. And we have...
Is Diwali...
Yeah. On. You can put
Is
it.
Diwali starting... Is Diwali... is it on Monday or...
So since all the festival which have relationship with the moon, correct? It depends on the location.
Oh.
So today is Amavasya. So Amavasya is when Shri Ram was coming to Ayodhya.
Okay.
And because of darkness, the residents of Ayodhya felt that they should lit the lamp so that Ram can have a... And they wanted to welcome Shri Ram. So if you look at that aspect, then it is today in Mountain View area. But if you go even, say, for example, 1,000 miles, depending on the situation of that city, you can probably have Diwali tomorrow also. Correct? So we are, based on what we are celebrating, Diwali we are celebrating today. And we are celebrating Govardhan Puja, which is done typically one day after Diwali tomorrow. That's per what we have in the local calendar also. Thank you. Welcome, Prabhu. Please have a seat. So this is the letter which Srila Prabhupada wrote to Hamsa Duta Prabhu in 10th October 1968 in Seattle. And it's been taken from Letter Books, Volume 1. Diwali ceremony can be observed in the temple by illuminating hundreds of candles in different parts of the temple and offering a special prasad to the deity. So the cook should note that. This ceremony was observed by the inhabitants of Ayodhya the kingdom of Lord Ramachandra, while Lord Ramachandra was out of the kingdom due to his 14 years banishment by the order of his father. His young stepbrother Bharat took charge of the kingdom, and the day on which Lord Ramachandra took back the charge again from his brother and seated on the throne, this is observed at Diwali and Deepavali. Deepavali means the same thing. Deepa means candles and Bali means numerous. When numerous candles are lighted, it is called Deepavali. In India, this Deepavali function is celebrated in special auspicious occasion. This Deepavali function can be observed on 21st October and Prasad can be distributed on 22nd October during daytime, which is known as Govardhan Puja. So Srila Prabhupada confirms that. And Anakuta ceremony. In India, in all Vaishnava temples, this ceremony is observed and hundreds of people are given prasadam according to the capacity of the temple. We have huge arrangement for today and tomorrow, so all are invited. So I understand that last year the Deepavali ceremony was held in the temple and there was a collection of $130. So you can do the needful. Hope you all are all well. Your ever well-wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. This letter from Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So this confirms that, Diwali should be celebrated. And for us, it is more important because, this is a whole auspicious month of Kartik. And actually, Mother Yashoda bounded Lord Krishna with rope around his waist today. So, we not only, we have multiple reasons to celebrate. In fact, we'll get through all those details. There are multiple reasons for Diwali. There is a killing of Narakasura, then there is, Sri Ramchandra coming back. A lot of pastimes are there. And it's, it's like you just keep on hearing and then it's always fresh. And you can feel a lot of joy from each of them. So having put the fact that, it is authorized, let's get into so today, the way we will try to structure is, Diwali pastimes are mentioned, or, it's based on Sri Ramchandra Bhagwan coming back from Lanka to Ayodhya. And Valmiki wrote the original Ramayana in Sanskrit. And then multiple versions of Ramayana exist, correct? And good part is that Srimad Bhagavatam also had a chapter, dedicated, actually one chapter just talking about Sri Ramchandra, and then the second on his ruling of the kingdom and all. So what I aspire to do was to try to echo back what Srila Prabhupada has predominantly given in his purports in Srimad Bhagavatam. So because there are some aberrations which I'll try to talk about, whether they are mentioned in Bhagavatam, whether they are not mentioned in Bhagavatam, and we can quantify like whether and accept or reject based on our background. And then the second part, so that will be covered in Canto 9, Chapter 10. And then we'll go to the other part, which is Damodar Leela. And then we'll try to read the glorious pastime of when the Damodar Puja happened. So with that, we'll invoke the parampara. And as we typically start, you can use the white, this song book, and I'll tell you where it is so that it is easier for you. We'll start from page number 10. And then we'll go in series. So you can also, we do it together. You have it, Prabhu? Page number 10 from the top. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshur Unmilititam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale स्वयं रूपा कदा मायं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकाम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं सग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन् इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिसिद्धान्त सरस्वती इति नामिने श्रीवशनभावी देवी दायताय कृपद्भवे कृष्ण संबंध विज्ञान दायिने प्रभवे नमः माधुरोज्ज्वल प्रेमाद्य श्रीरूपानुगा भक्तिदा श्री गौर करुणा शक्ति विग्रहाय नमस्तुते नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्रीमूर्तये दीनतारिणे रूपानुगा विरुद्धाप अपसिद्धांत ध्वांतहारिणे नमः गौरकिशोराय साक्षात् वैराग्यमूर्तये विप्रलम्भ रसंबोधे पदम्बुजाय ते नमः नमो भक्ति विनोदाय सच्चिद आनंद नामिने गौरशक्ति स्वरूपाय रूपानुगवरायते गौराविर्भाव भूमे स्वाम निर्देष्टा सज्जन प्रिया वैष्णव सर्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथाय ते नमः वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम पदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरवतिशे नमः पंचतत्वतत्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपा स्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्ताशक्तिकम् हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेशा गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते जयतं सुरतो पंगुर मामा मंदा मतिर्गति मत्सर्वस्य पदं भोजो राधा मदन मोहनो दिव्याद् वृंदारण्य कल्पद्रुमाधो श्रीमद् रत्नागरा सिंहासनस्थो श्रीमद् राधा शील गोविंद देवो प्रेष्ठालिभि सेव्यमानो स्मरामि श्रीमान् रासारसाम्भि वांशी वट ततस्थिता कर्शन वेणु स्वनेर्गोपीर् गोपीनाथा श्रियेस्तु नमः तप्त कंचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणामी हरि प्रिये जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार शिवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय श्री प्रभुपाद की जय. So basically what we will do is, we will, just as a background, actually, Tuesday we were, myself, Dimitri and Vithal Prabhu. Dilip Bhai Prabhu found a Fiji temple actually. They are Fiji people. Fiji is an island close to Australia. And there's a lot of Indian influence there. And there's a temple very close to San Francisco airport. And they congregate every Tuesday. And Dilip Bhai had some connections there. And so they wanted us to visit there. So we all three packed up all books, Bhagavad Gitas, Ramayana, and then we were traveling. And Vishakha Leela Mataji then called and texted me saying that, can you give the class? And I've been procrastinating this for like years. And I thought maybe later, but then said, I'll confirm to you. And then while we were going, because it's a 45-50 miles drive, Dimitri put a tape, audio MP3. And Srila Prabhupada said, don't worry, you just go out. And then you don't have to be academically that brilliant. You have to just repeat what is there in my books and everything will be fine. So I immediately text Mataji that, okay, I'll give the class. And I will be talking predominantly on what's there in Srila Prabhupada's book. So it gives an inspiration for us to daily bathe in this ocean of nectar which Srila Prabhupada left with us. And Srila Prabhupada always said that if you want to associate with me, read my books. So this center is very important because we are distributing thousands and thousands of books from here. Besides doing this, we are also having regular programs like Chad. So anybody who is watching online or comes to the temple, they can get part of the Chad. Chad means chapter a day. And you can do chapter a day of Bhagavad Gita. There are 18 chapters. And you can do Sanskrit or translation. It takes less than 10 minutes. If it's chapter 18 and 2, maybe little more. But other than that, you can pretty much add Shrimad Bhagavad Gita to start. And then you can add Bhagavatam one chapter. Like we started, we have a chat group also. And when we found that, there are just 340 plus chapters in Bhagavatam, then an idea came, why don't we actually finish Bhagavatam within a year? Actually, the genesis was that I bought some Bhagavatam from the temple, and most of the books were still having the plastic cover. And my wife was chastising me, saying that, okay, you say so much of book distribution. See, you have not even opened the books. And same happened with Vedavid Prabhu and Sri Krishna Purushottam also. So we said, no, I think if we are distributing books, we need to do at least implement all those things in our daily life. So then we said, it doesn't take too much, correct? So earlier we used to do Ishopanishad, we used to do Nectar of Instruction, Bhagavad Gita one chapter, and Brahma Samhita. So what we did was, we said, okay, we have Ishopanishad and Nectar of Instruction. We'll keep it for a while, for a year, and then we will do Bhagavatam. And with the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and all the Vaishnavas, we have reached till Canto 10 and Chapter 89. So tomorrow is going to be end of Canto 10. So with small adjustment of 30 minutes, 45 minutes, which is minimum prescription. At least one should read 2 to 4 hours minimum. But, just for a start. Yes, Prabhuji?
There's also those of you who remember Gauranga Kishore Prabhu that was here. Yes. His wife is Lacey. Uh-huh. I don't know if you remember Lacey.
Yeah.
So on Facebook, Lacey and another of our followers of ISV who lives, I believe, in Tennessee, named Bhaktin Kara. They started a page called Srimad Bhagavatam Challenge. And what we do there's about 15 members. It's like on Facebook. It's a secret group, but if you want to join, you can just ask me and we can get you to join. But they read 21 pages every day of Bhagavatam.
Excellent.
So, based on the page-by-page Be a Sage program, they determine that if we read about 21 pages a day, we can finish reading Bhagavatam with the purports also in about 2 years.
Excellent.
So we started on 111, and we're just now starting Birth of Emperor Parikshit in the first canto.
And how do you congregate? Is it through telephone? Or?
No. We just read it privately to ourselves anytime during the day, and then every day we write some comments on what we read on in a Facebook group, and somebody puts up a thing that says, please write your comments to chapter, Canto 1, chapter 11, verse 21 through chapter 12, verse 16 or whatever, and then we talk about what we read.
Excellent. What's what is the Facebook user, Prabhu? How to?
It's called Srimad Bhagavatam Challenge. And I think that you have to actually become a friend of me or Lacey or one of the other members or Bhaktin Kara and then be invited to join, to get in that group. There's another page that I've been doing that anyone can go to. We have about 300 likes now. It's called Bhagavad Gita Discussion.
Bhagavad Gita Discussion.
And what you do is we read 3 verses and purports about a day. Sometimes there's no purports and we read more verses. Like in chapter 11, we read a lot of verses. So we started at chapter 1, verse 1. And now we're in the, just kind of almost finishing up the divine and demoniac natures, chapter 16.
Wonderful.
With 3 verses a day. And then I publish like a little picture every day. And then we put our comments.
Wonderful. So please, everybody, you should get friend with Akrunath Prabhu, Facebook.
Regarding your Bhagavad Gita group, is that you read it like together on the phone, or is that again privately and you discuss?
Yeah, we just read it privately to ourselves, and then we just every day there's a picture and usually a quotation from one verse, and then underneath it says, "Please give your comments, questions, and realizations." And other people come on, like somebody came on yesterday and asked about the caste system, and he thought it was a bad thing that people are exploiting each other, and then people are answering him, But mainly there's a picture every day with one verse, and then there's like 3 verses. We actually put the translation of the verses in the comment under the picture, and then everyone just says something. It's Bhagavad Gita Discussion. And if you have trouble finding it, go to Akrurnath Das, and I'll send you a link.
And we can send it to Prabhu ISV General, so I'm sure many will get benefit out of that. Thank you so much.
And please like it, because we only have 300 likes. We want to get 1,000 likes very soon.
So please like the page from Akrunath Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Yeah, we have so much wonderful seniors with us. We are blessed. Thank you so much. So I will be first reading the chapter 10 from Canto 9, the pastimes of Supreme Lord Sri Ramchandra. We'll read the summary and then we'll get into the relevant texts because of time constraints. And then we'll do some discussion around that. Is that okay, Prabhu? Yeah. Summary, the pastimes of the Supreme, and these are all like, chapter 9 was completely done by Srila Prabhupada. We know that later part of chapter 10 purports were coming from servants of Srila Prabhupada. So this is full Srila Prabhupada. This 10th chapter describes how Lord Ramachandra appeared in the dynasty of Maharaj Katwanga. It also describes the Lord activities, telling how he killed Ravana and returned to Ayodhya, the capital of his kingdom. The son of Maharaj Katwanga was Dirghabahu, and his son was Raghu. The son of Raghu was Aja, the son of Aja was Dasharatha, and the son of Dasharatha was Lord Ramchandra, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When the Lord descended into this world in his full quadruple expansion as Lord Ramachandra, Lakshmana, Bharata and Shatrughna, great sages like Valmiki, who were actually in knowledge of the absolute truth, described his transcendental pastimes. Srila Sukdev Goswami describes these pastimes in brief. So that's why I prefer to read this, because the whole Ramayana in a condensed format in Bhagavatam is given in these 2 chapters. And we read Ramayana during Ram Navami earlier this year, and then we read the whole pastime all the way from Balkand all the way till Yudhakand and Uttarakhand. So here we will just get a very summary of Bhagavatam and Srila Prabhupada's comments. Welcome, Mataji. We are reading from Ramayana, from Bhagavatam for Lord Shri Ram. Lord Ramchandra went with Vishwamitra and killed Rakshasas like Maricha. After breaking the stout and strong bow known as Haradhanu, the Lord married Mother Sita and cut down the prestige of Parashuram. To obey the order of his father, he entered the forest accompanied by Lakshman and Sita. We are going to celebrate Diwali today, so we are just reading pastimes of Lord Shri Ram. Okay. What's your name, please?
Meg.
Meg. How did you know about the temple? You coming first time?
I've gone to the Hastera's house.
Welcome. Let us know if we can do anything to make you more comfortable. Thank you, Meg, for coming. There he cut off the nose of Suparnakha and killed the associates of Ravana, headed by Khara and Dushana. Ravana's kidnapping of Sita Devi was the beginning of this demon's misfortune. When Maricha assumed the form of golden deer, Lord Ramachandra went to bring the deer to please Sita Devi. But in the meantime, Ravana took advantage of the Lord's absence to kidnap her. When Sita Devi was kidnapped, Lord Ramchandra, accompanied by Lakshmana, searched for her throughout the forest. In the course of this search, they met Jatayu. Then the Lord killed the demon Kabanda and the commander Vali and established a friendly relationship with Sugriva. After organizing the military strength of the monkeys and going with them to the shore of the sea, the Lord awaited the arrival of Samudra, the ocean personified. But when Samudra did not come, the Lord, the master of the Samudra, became angry. Then Samudra came to the Lord with great haste and surrendered to him, wanting to help him in every way. The Lord then attempted to bridge the ocean, and with the help of advice from Vibhishana, he attacked Ravana's capital Lanka. Previously, Hanuman, the eternal servant of the Lord, had set fire to Lanka, and now, with the help of Lakshmana, the forces of Lord Ramachandra killed all the Rakshasa soldiers. Then Lord Ramachandra personally killed Ravana. Mandodari and others were lamented for Ravana. And in accordance with Lord Ramachandra's order, Vibhishana performed the funeral ceremonies for all the dead in the family. Lord Ramachandra then gave Vibhishan the right to rule Lanka and also granted him a long duration of life. The Lord delivered Sita Devi from the Ashoka forest and carried her in a flower airplane to his capital Ayodhya, where he was received by his brother Bharata. When Lord Ramchandra entered Ayodhya, Bharata brought his wooden shoes. Vibhishana and Sugriva held a whisk and a fan. You can meditate on how this is happening. Hanuman carried an umbrella. Shatrughna carried the Lord's bow and the 2 quivers. And Sita Devi carried a water pot containing water from holy places. Angada carried a sword, and Jambavan Rakshak Raja carried a shield. After Lord Ramchandra, accompanied by Lord Lakshmana and Mother Sita Devi, met all his relatives, the great sage Vasishta enthroned him as king. The chapter ends with a short description of Lord Ramchandra's rule in Ayodhya. So, we see that this is a very small, very condensed form summary from Srila Prabhupada, where the whole chapter 10 from Canto 9 is kind of depicting ever since birth of Lord Ramchandra all the way till, they're growing up, where Vishwamitra gets Lord Ramchandra and Lakshman to kill the demons who are disturbing the sages in their sacrifices. And then took him to get married with Sita Devi. And there was a big, bow of Lord Parashuram. And nobody can even move it. Like there were elephants and hundreds of people who will actually try to, work together to mobilize. And Shri Ramchandra just picked it up, and when he was trying to string the bow, it just break. And after that, when Sri Ramchandra came, what also happened is all the four brothers are expansions of Krishna. We know Lakshman to be the expansion as Lord Baladev, and Bharat and Shatrughan are also expansions of Lord Krishna. So when Kekai, who was the wife of Dasharath is the father of Lord Ramchandra, she once protected Dasharath in a battlefield, and Dasharath asked, "You can take 2 boons from me." And Kekai said, "No, I don't want it right now. I'll ask when the time comes." And then actually Kaushalya was the real mother, Kekai was the stepmother, Sumitra and Kekai were the stepmother. And Kekai used to love Ram, but she had one servant, Manthara, who polluted her mind. And within a day, the announcements were made that Lord is going to be the king of Ayodhya. He is going to the Yuvraj, the next higher, to the throne of Ayodhya. And Kekai was very happy. Everybody used to love Lord Ramchandra because he, being the personality of Godhead, he comes up with all opulences, and nobody can hate Krishna or his avatars. And Kekai was also very fond, but then that's why, when we read all these things, it gives us instructions of how we should be careful with the association. That's why we try to emphasize on good association, and especially we say association with devotees. So Kekai unfortunately had this servant, Manthara, who kind of started polluting. So Kekai said, "Come on, don't talk like that to me. Ram is very dear to me." Kekai, but then Manthara again tried. And then with repetitions, Kekai started believing, Bharat should become the king and Ram should go to the forest. So the learning from here is that, repetition helps both in good ways as well as in bad ways. So if every morning we stand up, we wake up, and then we are doing our japa, every day we are reading our scriptures, every day we are thanking to the Lord, praying to the Lord, worshipping to the Lord. Every day we associate with like-minded people. We try to make our life simple, Then we'll get simpler and more towards Satoguna. But if we start associating with all these mantras and the mayas of the world, then, our heart gets polluted. Good things doesn't seem to be looking good. We all, then the person may take a shortcut, choose things which are not good for him or her. And because of association of mantra, Kekai, it was Lord's providence, because finally everybody is part and parcel of Krishna. But Leelas have to be organized in such a way. So Kekai then asked Dasharath to send Ram for 14 years in exile, and to make Bharat the heir to the throne of Ayodhya. And the so many things to learn from all our this scriptures is Lord Ramchandra, when he heard, he said, "Yeah, Father, no problem. Yeah, I don't want all these things. Bharat should be the king, and I will try to fulfill your desire." Now think of it, Queen, Sita, she has been born and raised in a very kingly atmosphere, correct? And Lord Ram thought, okay, I will go there, and he was also brought in very, protected environments and all. And just to fulfill their father's or parents' desire, same kind of thing was observed when Srila Prabhupada was here. And Srila Prabhupada has his disciples, like Prabhu is direct disciple of Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhu. You all show the light to us. Yeah, Deepacha evhi dashantrama abhyupetya. Srila Prabhupada has lit so many candles, and for us to get the light from those candles. And Srila Prabhupada used to say, okay, go and settle this temple. And the disciple was actually, leave everything, and then they used to just depend on Srila Prabhupada's mercy and Krishna. And they grew the movement so huge during Srila Prabhupada's manifestation, body vapu manifestation. And see, these are the kind of things which is part of a Vedic parampara, where people don't look into their comforts. People always look at, okay, how can I please my superiors? Especially, father is one of the important characters. He is one of the gurus. And it's not just biological father. The bonding with your spiritual father and the ancestors is larger. So one who gets connected with the parampara and tries to follow what Lord Ramchandra do, what does our parampara says? Wherever you go, wherever you are, just tell people about Krishna. So same principles and teachings we need to bring into our life. And it's Krishna assures all success. It's very simple things to do. So continuing on that, and then they went to forest. In fact, that was a boon to Sri Ramchandra, because then they were able to, they dressed like devotees, and then they were going, forest to forest, all saffron colored. Mata Sita also decided, no, wherever is my husband, I will try to go. So when we talk about Lord Shri Ram, it's not that the qualities of Ramchandra have to be only, thought about. We have to see that how Lord Lakshmana, left everything to just serve the Lord. Similarly, we have to see Sita Devi, like what kind of a chaste lady she was. Like she just left everything and then they followed. And then look at even from Kekai, when she asked that, Sumantra, Kaushalya and Kekai were still living together. And it's not that Kaushalya, only son was Ram, is going and telling to Kekai, hey, you took my one son and sent to the forest, correct? So there was a very good degree of tolerance and living together. Everybody say, okay, this is the will of the Lord. So there are multiple characters within Ramayana, Mahabharata, and Srimad Bhagavatam, which we can learn all these things and apply all these things into our day-to-day life. Every aspect, every problem which we see into our life gets manifested in some form or the other in these literatures. So as long as we are actually tuning in with this literature, and there is technology has helped a lot. Now we have Vedabase. If you own a Mac or even on a Macintosh, Vedabase came in now. Windows, there was always there. You can go to internet. There is so much of information, and we can use it in the right aspect. Even if you're working kirtans, you can put it. There's so many audio recordings of Srila Prabhupada and various acharyas and not acharya, his disciples and other people in ISKCON. So we can listen to all of them. It is we can use all this technology and all, and the goal is to always constant remember Lord, and again polarize our marginal potency more towards the real potency, which is Krishna, away from towards more positive. It says tamso sa jyotirgamya. So basically what it says is we should move away from darkness and move towards light. And that's actually what is the Deepavali festival all about. We remove the darkness of our heart and try to place lordships into our heart. We offer, we clean the place, and then we allow the lordships to stay into our heart. Continuing on the story, on the pastimes of Lord Ram, basically from there they went to all these forests and met various kinds of saints, and they were living very peacefully. And then we heard that there was a golden deer. Again Kali, everything gold, comes of trouble. So Sita Devi got attracted, and that deer was also jumping too much, and very attractive. It took attention of Sita Devi. Though she was living in a hermitage, but she still wants to. That tells about the propensity of ladies to acquire gold and ornaments, correct? So, this is the intrinsic. These are intrinsic things with us. And then Lord Ramchandra went to rescue, and then we know that Lakshman went, and then Ravan came, and then he forcibly took away Sita. There are a lot of things. Basically, this pastime of Lakshman doing a Lakshman Rekha is not there in Bhagavatam. It's not there in Valmiki Ramayana also. So, but it is there in Tulsidas Ramayana. So, Tulsidas was a devotee of Lord Ram, and he has compiled Ramcharitmanas in Awadhi. In North India, Tulsidas Ramayana is glorified or read more than Valmiki Ramayana itself. So, and there are some kinds of things, and like Lakshman Rekha didn't happen. Also, it instructs that when Sita Devi was there, and Srila Prabhupada writes in his purports that ladies have to be always protected, because Lord Ramchandra went, and then even Lakshman, who was taking care of Sita, went actually Lord Lakshman didn't want it to leave, but when he was kind of pushed by Sita Devi that, you have desires to enjoy me, and he cannot tolerate. And then finally he said, okay, I'll go to see where Lord Ram is. And then Sita Devi said, I'll stay inside. But then when Raman came, she came out, and then Raman took her away. So the idea is that, ladies needs protection, and they are protected by their father when they are small, husbands when they are in their youth and adulthood, and later by their sons. And even if someone is even materially strong, Srila Prabhupada says in his purport, still, troubles will come. Like Sita Devi was taken away by Ravana, and the whole battle happened. And there was a purpose in killing Ravana. That is true. But, the protection part is what is emphasized in our scriptures. And then we see that, Hanuman went, Ashoka won and all. And then finally, there was a big fight, and then Lord Shri Ramchandra requested the ocean to give away. And when the ocean didn't yielded to Lord Shri Ramchandra, then Lord Ramchandra got angry, and then he wanted to dry the whole ocean, and then the ocean came out, and then said, because your holy name, and that I'm now going to the other, which is not covered in this, is the holy name is so powerful that people started writing the name of the monkeys started writing the name of Lord Ram, and they threw it into the water, and the big stones, they started floating. So that tells that Lord Ramchandra was disturbed that, how can I cross? But his name is more powerful than Lord Ramchandra, because if you put a name on the Lord Ram and then on the stone and you threw, the stone was there up. Correct? These are all sweet pastimes if we meditate on it. In fact, I went to Rameshwaram 2 years back, and I've seen there are actually small blocks like that. So to Sri Lanka, which is Ceylon, it was called also. Even if there are images from NASA and all, which says that there is a small setu which appears sometimes, but all these scientists of the world sometimes challenge it. So yes, Prabhu, you can pick up that.
I also went to Rameshwaram like about 3 or 4 years back. So
yes.
There in one temple I saw floating stones. Which was they told like these are the stones. I literally saw them floating. When I tried to pick them up, they were so heavy I couldn't pick them up.
Yeah.
But when I kept on water, like they were like floating.
Floating,
they were not,
yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, super. Thanks for sharing it. Yeah, these are all, and then there is a lot of, okay, yeah, good. Yeah, I wanted to tell that there was also pastime that Lord Ramchandra, after killing Ravana, he came to Rameshwaram and he did atonement by worshipping Lord Shiva. Srila Prabhupada doesn't mention about that. So that's again appears in the Ramcharitmanas. And there are a lot of kundas, you would have gone there, correct? Dhanush Koti is there where Hanuman actually jumped from the southernmost point to Lanka. So all these pastimes are there and places are there. Very nice place. I request Rameshwaram, please, whenever you are traveling to India, you should visit once. Yeah, it's a very nice place. Pastimes get revealed there. Yeah. So then where we today are is when Ravana was killed by Lord Shri Ram, and then the wives of Lord Ramchandra and and relatives, many people got killed. Almost all sons of Ravana got killed. Brothers, except Vibhishan, got killed, and lot of lamentation going on. And then, Lord asked Hanuman to go and tell to Sita Devi that, okay, I accomplished the task, and Ravana is killed. And when Hanuman went to meet Sita Devi, so the context of where now we are going towards Deepavali is starting, because this was just a quick synopsis. And so when Hanuman told about that Lord Ram has killed Ravana, Sita Devi was very happy. And one small incident which I wanted to tell about the character of Sita Devi and Vaishnava etiquette is Hanuman asked, okay, now these Rakshasis who were kind of, harass you before, correct? Shall I now kill them? And Sita Devi said, no. I don't want you to do any harm to any of these Rakshasis, because they were doing their duty. And if they have done evil to me, I should not do evil back to them. So that's one of the very basic things. That's why Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu also says that we have to be humbler like a blade of grass and tolerant like a tree. And if someone is trying to do something bad to us, we don't need to react similarly. Our elasticity should be very large. But if someone is blaspheming the Lord, then you should take whatever you have and fix that person in order, correct? But if the insults are coming to you, we try to tolerate all those things and take it as a past, as a form of karma, which we had in the past. And thank to Lord Krishna, saying that, oh, I was supposed to get a larger problem, but just because of your mercy, I am getting smaller problems. These are small encouragements which can give us a very, strong, make us very strong actually. So when Hanuman asked, Mata Sita said, no, don't do that. They are great. So that talks about Mata Sita. She was separated from her husband. She was tormented by all these Rakshasis. But when she got an upper hand, like pretty much her husband killed their king, correct? So everything was now under Lord Shri Ram's control. She could have got even with everybody, correct? But she preferred not to take revenge. So those are small items, or characteristics, or leelas. If we meditate, these are the essence by which our life becomes more auspicious, and we try to start living and behaving on qualities, on what our great personalities left for us. See, when Krishna appears, he tries to kill the demons and then he tries to help his devotees, correct? That's why he has 2 hands with weapons and 2 hands with lotus and shankha. So 2 hands are for killing the demons and 2 hands are for helping the devotees. So in all forms, So we should try to see that the demons in our heart get killed by those weapons, 2 weapons. And we also seek mercy and blessings from the other two hands. That's also very important. So we should meditate on such kind. And then, I now want to get to text 34, I guess, where all these things has happened. Lord Sita Devi has met with Lord Ramchandra. Then Lord Ramchandra asks her to test, and she goes into the fire, in which Maya Sita is kind of gone, and then Agni returns the real Sita back, because she is the Radharani. Sita is Radharani, correct? There cannot be any kind of contamination there. So as part of the Leela, all these things happened, and Sita was delivered to Lord Ramchandra. And then Lord Ramchandra coronated Vibhishana as the king of Lanka. And then Lord Ramchandra knew that 14 years is happening, so I need to go back to Ayodhya. Otherwise, Bharat will do something bad on himself. So then he requested the aeroplane of Vibhishana. Vibhishan said, yeah, you can get it. And the friendship of Vibhishana, Sugriva, all with Lord Ramchandra is also very good. Like, you need all these kinds of friends around you, and helping each other. Lord Ramchandra helped Sugriva, as well as Sugriva helped Ram in a big way. And think of it, when I see this Ramayana pastime, Lord Ramachandra could have killed Ravana without even going to Lanka. He has Brahmastra, everything with him, correct? But just to show compassion and mercy, he chose all these monkey warriors to assist him, correct? So if you are aligned with the Lord, then victory is on our side. And that has been there with everything, correct? Same thing, I believe, Srila Prabhupada could have done automatically everything himself, correct? When we go to book distribution, that's my constant meditation, that we are like monkeys, talking too much, jumping too much, walking around, dancing and all those things. And Srila Prabhupada deliberately is engaging us. Okay, I could have done this myself. Bhakti Vinod Thakur would have built the whole Mayapur by himself. It's such a big thing, The English people the British people put the railway track for him to come to office. If you go to Mayapur, you will see, correct? He would have built the Mayapur temple much bigger, correct? But then he didn't want it to do himself. Parampara leaves certain things for the others to pick it up. So that's what, Srila Prabhupada also wants us to do something, correct? To get engaged. And it's our duty to participate in all these activities, come to temple, distribute books, tell to others about Krishna consciousness, and our life will be happy. So, text 34. No, I think not 34. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so I'll just, text 33, when Lord Ramchandra returned to his capital Ayodhya, he was greeted on the road by the princely order, who showered his body with beautiful fragrant flowers, while great personalities like Lord Brahma and other demigods glorified the activities of the Lord in great jubilation. Text 34. Gomutra yavakam srutva bharatam valkambram mahakarinikotam byaj jalitam standile sayam. Upon reaching Ayodhya, Lord Ramachandra heard that in his absence his brother Bharata was eating barley cooked in the urine of a cow, covering his body with the bark of trees, wearing matted locks of hair, and lying on the mattress of Kusha. The most merciful Lord very much lamented this. Text 35 to 38. When Lord Bharata understood that Lord Ramachandra was returning to the capital, Ayodhya, he immediately took upon his own head Lord Ramachandra's wooden shoes and came out from his camp at Nandigram. So Nandigram is a place where Bharat was ruling the kingdom while keeping the sandals of Lord Sri Ramchandra on the throne and living in a very hermitage, in a hut. Lord Bharat was accompanied by ministers, priests, and other respectable citizens, by professional musicians vibrating pleasing musical sounds, and by the learned brahmanas loudly chanting Vedic hymns. Following in the procession were chariots drawn by beautiful horses with harness of golden robe. These chariots were decorated by flags with golden embroidery and by other flags of various sizes and patterns. There were soldiers bedecked with golden armor, servants bearing betel nut, and many well-known and beautiful prostitutes. Many servants followed on foot, bearing an umbrella, whisk, different grades of precious jewels, and other paraphernalia befitting a royal reception. Accompanied in this way, Lord Bharata, his heart softened in ecstasy and his eyes full of tears, approached Lord Ramachandra and fell at his lotus feet with great ecstatic love. After offering the wooden shoes before Lord Ramachandra, Lord Bharata stood with folded hands, his eyes full of tears, and Lord Ramachandra bathed Bharata with tears while embracing him with both arms for a long time. Accompanied by Mother Sita and Lakshmana, Lord Ramachandra then offered his respectful obeisances unto the learned brahmanas, and the elderly persons in the family, and all the citizens of Ayodhya offered their respectful obeisances unto the Lord. The citizens of Ayodhya, upon seeing the king return after a long absence, offered him flower, garlands, waved their upper clothes, and danced in great jubilation. So this tells about the state of Ayodhya Vasis, the residents of Ayodhya, who were actually longing for Lord Shri Ramchandra. And then when Lord Ramchandra came in the plain, he first stayed at Bharadwaj Muni Ashram, then he met with Guna, then while coming to all these pastimes are happening. Hanuman went to tell about that Lord Ramchandra is coming. And then all these things, everybody is so excited. They realize, hey, it's going to be Amavasya. We cannot have like this. This is the darkness, correct? We want to make the way for Lord Shri Ramchandra, show our jubilation. So everybody said, okay, we'll clean our house because, Lord Ramchandra may come here, Sita Devi may come here. Everybody cleansed their heart, cleansed their house, and then they decorated everything. And then that's how when Lord Ram, they all went to receive Lord Ramachandra. And that festival is what is getting celebrated even now. I remember when we were small, before Diwali, every nook and corner of the house will be cleaned. Fresh paint will be applied every year. Like we had around 18 rooms in our house. Well, we have a large family in India. And it was joint at that time. Now it's all nuclear families. And every year, the whole house, external, internal, will all be painted without fail. And special marjanam used to happen. Cleaning services used to happen before Diwali. And it's his practice still even. And when I went to Rameshwaram, there are every morning ladies still go and then they decorate the house with rangoli. And that rangoli is actually, those are like white the rice, grounded rice. And later, because I come from North India, I didn't knew what was this. When I inquired, and these are all, very pious ladies and all. So what they say, we decorate, Lakshmi sees all these things, Sita and Lakshmi sees, and they feel happy. And the second part is that, it provides food grains for the ants living in the dham. Because they can then slowly, as the day proceeds, living and then picking up. So I was just thinking, so much of people think like, Srila Prabhupada father used to keep in his shop, some food snacks so the mouses can come and pick it up. So people were very easy and simple, humble. We need to bring all those qualities back into our life. Yes, Prabhuji.
In our Bhagavatam readings, we just finished reading the chapter in first canto when Lord Krishna returned to Dwarka after visiting for Kurukshetra war and staying with the Pandavas in Hastinapur and Bhishmadev's passing away. And Srila Prabhupada was describing this, how, the residents of Dwarka, they hadn't seen Krishna for a long time and they were like living in kind of morose separation, feeling of separation from him. Then when they heard his conch shell, they made everything ready to receive him. Similar to the residents of Ayodhya, and Prabhupada said that there's, it's such a nice culture that there has to be certain auspicious things to receive a great personality, like decorated elephants and brahmanas chanting Vedic hymns and incense and lamps and different things that makes it very, very nice feeling of auspicious feelings of an exchange of. And then when Krishna came into the city, there was so many feelings of how he was able to reciprocate with each person just according to their own mentality and their own position, and there was these very warm feelings. So the same thing we can imagine is happening with Rama coming back to Ayodhya after a long time.
Yes, absolutely, yeah. See, these are the kind of things which, and every time you read, it's like ever fresh, Nava Nutana. So
Srila Prabhupada said it was like the sun. When the sun rises, then all the people come to life, and then in the nighttime they're all slumbering. So similarly, when Krishna comes back, then they get very lively again, that we're receiving him.
Yes. Thank you, Prabhu. Yeah, so we can use this as an opportunity to see that, Lord Ramchandra is coming. Let's clean up our house. Let's clean up our heart. And how do we do that? It has been suggested by our acharyas that chanting of the holy names of the Lord is a very simple way by we can make the inner processes clean. And it goes very simple. You have to chant on your beads, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. It is said that these 16 syllables, they cleanse your heart of all bad things. And then you start seeing things in a more better way. And then anarthas get destroyed. And then you will get automatically ready to do good things. You move from ignorance, rajo, to more like a sato. And then you get fixed in devotional thing. So this is the time when, Diwali or Lord Ramchandra coming and Lord Krishna coming to Dwarka are the times when there's an opportunity to open our heart, try to clean our heart, and ensure that because we have to station. We can imagine that the Lord is sitting in our heart because the super soul is there with you, correct, in your heart. So we can meditate upon and make the Lord ready. We have to get qualified. We need to get certain minimum threshold to allow the Lord to be comfortable there, correct? We cannot have all kinds of mundane, useless things into our heart, and then expose all that. Krishna doesn't get affected by that, but as a good servant, we need to ensure, like, if I am serving someone and if I keep things ready for my boss will feel good. Same thing, we should try to do this. These are opportunities for us to re-establish those connections. Also, one important thing is the new calendar for a Vedic calendar actually starts from tomorrow. So it's like for different mercantile class people and all. This happens to be kind of the end of the year, and the new books are open from tomorrow. And like we do 1st of January, as we took pledges of, I want to be more active, I want to japa my rounds in the morning, I want to do this and all. Maybe this is also another time to start thinking what
resolution.
You want to... Resolution, yeah. What do you want to get extra things in your life? And especially why? Any good things which you are doing in Kartik. See, this is the deal for you. In this month of Kartik, whatever you do as a sacrifice, it get magnified and you get like thousands and thousands of times back. So one time if you do, say for example, Mangal Arati, your credit for so many thousands of time of Mangal Arati. If you do 16 rounds into so many thousands, correct? So all of us wait for Thanksgiving for the sale, correct? That we get some items in a very discounted price. So this is actually the biggest sale event, which is the month of Kartik. And then everybody should engage from morning to evening And that's why taking a vow is important, because whatever increment value increase you can do in your sadhana bhakti, that will take you to large extent. Okay? So I wanted to also talk more about, so after this, Lord Sri Ramchandra met with his family, with his guru, with his mothers, and then he shaved his head, and then he was coronated. And he became, so that's what is the occasion of Deepavali. Call Lord Ram into our heart, and then the ignorance or darkness get removed by the light, because we are offering lamp to the Lord. And then Lord takes the position and sits on the throne. So very, very important for us to meditate on all these things and pay to Sita, Lord Ramchandra, Lakshmana and Hanuman to forever bless each of us and take us from darkness to light. That pretty much, whenever we see light, we can think of, okay, yeah, I pray to Lord Sri Ramchandra to move me away from the darkness and move me towards light. That can be a very good meditation. I also wanted to talk about, so that was more on Lord Ramchandra. And then Srila Prabhupada very nicely says that, and there is a whole treatment of Varnashrama in the purports, and I wished I could have talked about it or read about it. Basically, it talks about that everybody wants a Rama Rajya. When Lord Ram was there, people were so happy that there was no disease in the whole kingdom. Everybody was so very happy, okay? And even they were so, and this is Treta Yuga. Like you have Satayuga, Dwapar, Treta and Kali Yuga. So the degradation is happening. But even though it was a Treta Yuga, the people in Lord Ramachandra kingdom had same things as was there exhibited in Satayuga. Like the influence of Treta Yuga was not that much on them. Even people used to leave their bodies at their will. And then they used to live like thousands of years. So that was the case. And Lord Ramachandra ruled very nicely, and typically every time when there is an administration and all examples given, people want to say, oh, we want a Rama Rajya. Correct? But Rama Rajya, Srila Prabhupada says, people want a kingdom of God without a God. He says something like that. Correct? So that means that, the ruler should be like Lord Sri Ramchandra, or at least follow Lord Ramchandra, like Parikshit Maharaj. Correct? But, say for example here the presidents and the prime ministers of India, America, UK, any other countries, correct? They want to have peace. Then they need to ensure that they follow such, characters. They try to do things which Lord Ramchandra did, correct? So that again brings up to the point of, we cannot get all this mixed kind of thing. What you will sow is what you will get. So, if a religious leader, Srila Prabhupada wanted all leaders, especially in politics and all, to read Bhagavad Gita and understand all those things, then it will be very nice. And if the head is right, then the body works nicely. Correct? So that's pretty much was there. And the second thing what I wanted, the class, Prabhu, can go till 10 or? Yeah, and the other part was, let me see the time. Oh, it's already 10. I'll just finish that. And then there also Diwali is celebrated as Bhumi has a son, Narakasura, and he has kidnapped around 16,100 queens. And Krishna, Satyabhama and Krishna went, and Krishna killed Narakasura on this date. And, because Krishna killed Narakasura, he kind of attained moksha. And Bhumi wanted celebrations for his son's liberation. So that's why there is a lot of firecrackers, and also Deepavali is also celebrated as a killing of Narakasura and attainment of moksha by him. Also, as I was saying, the Damodar Leela happened on the day of today, and that's why we are offering ghee lamps to the Lord. Mother Yashoda because of the festivals and all, all the maid servants of Mother Yashoda were busy, and Mother Yashoda wanted to give the best possible preparations to Krishna, and that's why she was, preparing all this, personally preparing all this, things made of milk and all, and she kept it, and then she was kind of, churning the rod, and then she was thinking about Krishna, and Krishna was sleeping. And then Krishna woke up, and then he came to Mother Yashoda, and he wanted to drink milk from Mother Yashoda. And Mother Yashoda said, yeah, come. And then she embraced him. And then Mother Yashoda, after a while, saw, the milk is boiling, and she didn't want it to, milk to get spoiled. And then she keeps Krishna down for some time to attend the boiling milk. And then Krishna, was trying to show his childhood pastime. He became angry at Mother Yashoda and said, how can you leave me, and start crying? And Mother Yashoda goes and takes the pot, and then Krishna by the time takes a small stone and then breaks a pot. And then he goes inside, breaks the pot, and then he's picking up those yogurt kind of thing, and he's feeding to the monkeys. And then Mother Yashoda, when she came back and she saw, where is my Kana? And she started looking around. And then she found Krishna has taken this wooden grinding mortar, made it upside down. He's climbing on that, and the preparation was there on the top, butter. And he's trying to, take it and feed it to the monkeys. And then when Mother Yashoda saw that, she got the stick in her hand. And then she started, Krishna, so you are the one who are breaking all these pots and all. And she started running around behind Krishna. And Krishna, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he became frightened. Oh, Mother Yashoda is going to beat me. I am in trouble today. And he started running around the house. And his earrings are shaking. He's heavily breathing. So what we saw was Mahavishnu. One breath of Mahavishnu, the whole cataclysm and all is happening. And Krishna, who is actually the Lord of Mahavishnu, or the Mahavishnu's full potency, he's doing and running around, and Mother Yashoda is with a stick going around with him. Come, Krishna, I'm going to punish you today. And tears are flowing out of fear. The fear personified runs away from Krishna, and tears are coming out of the eyes of Krishna. Yeah, we should meditate on Damodar Ashtakam. It's so nice. Srila Prabhupada has this. And then, somehow, because Mother Yashoda is big, and her bodily features are defined, and one can meditate on Mother Yashoda on that. It's a very good Vatsalya Ras, Melos, you can get from there. And she goes fast with a stick in hand, and she grabs Krishna behind. They say, okay, come, I will teach you a lesson. She turned the motor, and she tried to tie Krishna with a rope which she had. And guess what? What she finds is the rope is short by two fingers. And then she said, hold on. She gets another rope, and she tries to again tie these two ropes together, and now again she tries to, guess what? Again, the rope is short by 2 fingers. And then she again did it, like she continued. By the time now curiosity is given, hey, Krishna is finally caught today. Okay, we have been telling Yashoda, he comes every time to us and breaks pots. You are not listening to us. See, you today caught her. So they also started bringing so every time they will do, and then they try to fill it up, and again the rope is short by 2 fingers, correct? So if you can imagine such a small boy, correct? The ropes are getting infinitely bigger, like kilometers and miles of ropes getting, but then you see 2 inches, 2 fingers, and you again try another extension and add, again it is short. And everybody was confused as to, he is not like Vamandev who has become like a big form, correct? He's still in that small form. So that's how Krishna is so inconceivable, that you keep on adding ropes, still you are not able to tie. And the 2 finger gap is very important. I'm trying to go into summary. What it says is, one is that one gap is that we need to strive from our side, through our service, our sadhana. Correct? So we have to take that first step forward. And Krishna comes thousands of steps for us. Krishna is actually waiting for us to get out of this Durga fort. Mother Durga is trying to fix us with her tridents and all. And we are foolishly trying to, engage one thing after the other. And when we get ready, then Durga allows for us to go back to Godhead and then associate with the Lord. So, coming to the point, all these kinds of things are happening, and Lord Damodar is going around, and then she is not able to tie. And so first is that we have to show our love, our desire to associate with the Lord, our surrender to Lord Krishna. And the second is the mercy of the Lord. Only when the time comes, when the situation is good. So same thing happens now. Krishna sees all the gopis, Mother Yashoda, oh, I will teach you a lesson, let me tie you around. But again it's 2 fingers short. Again the gopis say, oh, take this is a big rope. They again try to fill it up. Again it is short. It continued, and then Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that Krishna saw that Mother Yashoda was full of perspiration and all. And then he doesn't want to give pain to his mother, correct? Then he said, okay, he agreed to get tied by his mother. So Damodara means, Udar means the stomach area, and then the rope. So that's why the rope getting tied. And then Krishna allowed Mother Yashoda to tie rope around his stomach area. And then all the demigods, kinnaras, everybody is so much amazed as to what all this thing is happening. The Lord, who cannot be tied with anything, he got tied with Mother Yashoda's, anger and all, and he allowed himself. So it's an inspiration for all of us devotees to see that we should aspire to do our service and patiently wait for Lord Krishna to shower his blessings. And only way Krishna can be bound is by his love and by his devotees. And devotees are binding Krishna by his love eternally. And Krishna is willing to get bounded by them. It's just the alignment needs to be there. Krishna is ready. These pastimes of Damodar Leela are eternally getting manifested. We need to tune into the right frequency and the right attitude. And if it is done, it is, all perfection is with us. And it takes like a flip of a second, like calf's hoof print. Like that's what our acharyas have told. And this is a day when we should meditate to Lord Damodara and Shri Radhika to allow us to get engaged in this true service, cast away all our hindrances which we have, and seriously, worship them in their heart. And then we will be able to play with Krishna. Thank you so much. Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna. We can do, Prabhu, before Prabhupada Aarti, Damodar Ashtakam once, and then people can do a diya, and then we can do the Aarti. Okay? So, Damodar, we will do it in evening also, but because of the auspiciousness, 127 page, we will go around the room reading one text first, and then we'll sing the whole song, and then all of us one by one can go and offer ghee lamb to the lordships. This is in page number 127. Shri Damodar Ashtakam from the Padma Puran. In the month of Kartik, one should worship Lord Damodara and daily recite the prayer known as Damodar Ashtakam, which was spoken by the sage Satyavrata and which attracts Lord Damodara. This is from Shri Hari Bhakti Vilas 2.16.198. I'll read the first one. To the Supreme Lord, whose form embodies eternity, knowledge and bliss, whose earrings swing to and fro, who shines beautifully in Gokula, who due to the offense of breaking the pot of yogurt that his mother was churning into butter, and then stealing the butter that was kept hanging from a swing, quickly ran from the grinding mortar in fear of Mother Yashoda, and who was finally caught from behind by her, who ran faster than he, to that Supreme Lord, Sri Damodar, I offer my humble obeisances. Prabhuji.
Upon seeing his mother's stick, he cried and rubbed his eyes again and again with his 2 lotus hands. His eyes were fearful, and his quick breathing shook the strand of pearls on his neck, which bore 3 lines like a conch shell. To that Supreme Lord, Sri Damodara, whose belly is bound with the ropes of his mother's pure love, I offer my humble obeisances.
With these super excellent childhood pastimes, Lord Krishna drowned the residents of Gokula in pools of ecstasy. In this way, he declared to those absorbed in knowledge of his majesty and opulence, I am conquered only by my pure loving devotees. With great love, I again offer my obeisances to Lord Damodara hundreds and hundreds of times.
Thank you.
O Lord, though you can award all kinds of benedictions, I pray to you neither for the boon of impersonal liberation, nor for the highest liberation of eternal life in Vaikuntha, nor for the other such boon. O Lord, I simply wish that this form of yours as Bala Gopala in Vrindavana may ever be manifest in my heart. For what use do I have for any other boon besides this?
Jai.
O Lord, again and again Mother Yashoda kisses your lotus face, which is framed by locks of soft black hair, tinged with red, and beautified by your lips, colored like red like the bimba fruit. May this vision of your lotus face ever be manifest in my heart. Thousands and thousands of other benedictions are of no use to me.
O Supreme Godhead, I often respectful obeisances unto you. O Damodara, O Ananita, O Minsu, O Master, O Lord, be placed upon me, shower me with your merciful glances, and deliver this poor ignorant fool immersed in an ocean of worldly sorrows and become visible to my eyes.
O Lord Damodar, as a baby tied to a grinding mortar, you delivered Kuber's 2 sons from the curse of Narada and made them into great devotees. In the same way, please give me pure loving devotion for you. I long for this alone and have no desire for any kind of liberation.
You can read 131 page, Prabhu, this book, page 131. Text 8 translation, O Damodara. 131. You can just read, yeah.
Hold it close to your mouth.
Yeah,
something
thanks.
like that, yeah.
See, Jagannath Ashtakam.
No, just before that, O Lord Damodara, obeisances unto.
Okay. O Lord Damodara, obeisances unto the brilliantly effulgent rope binding your belly. Obeisances unto your belly, the abode of the entire universe. Obeisances unto your clearmost beloved Srimati Radharani, and obeisances unto you, O Lord, who display unlimited pastimes.
Shri Damodar Bhagwan ki jai. We'll do a quick Damodar Ashtakam, and then one of you can probably, Chaitanya Prabhu, just be ready with devotees can pick up the and offer it to the Lord. This is the best thing which we can do today to the Lordships. Namameshwaram Sachidanandarupam Lasatkundalam Gokule Brajamanam. Namameshwaram Sachidanandarupam Lasatkundalam Gokule Brajamanam. Yashodamiyo lokaladavanam param samatyantato dutya gopya. Yashodamiyo
Dukkhadavavamanam param samatyanto dutya gopya rudantam muhur netram yugmam mejantam karam bhojayogmena satanka netram rudantam muhur netram yugmam mejantam karam bhojayogmena satanka Muhushvasakam patrirekanka-kanta Sitirgevadamodam bhaktivadam Muhushvasakam patrirekanka-kanta Sitirgevadamodam bhaktivadam Iti dvaksalilabhirananda kunde Swagosham nimanjantam akshaypayantam Iti dvaksalilabhirananda kunde Swagosham nimanjantam akshaypayantam Tadiyasita jeshu bhakter jitatvam Puna prematastam satavritti vande Tadiyasita jeshu bhakter jitatvam Puna prematastam satavritti vande Varam deho moksham na mokshavadim va Nachanyam vaneham vareshat apiha Mokshavadim va Nachanyam vaneham vareshat apiha Idam teva purnata gopala balam Sada me manasya virastam kimanye Idam teva purnata gopala balam Sada me manasya virastam kimanye Idam te mukham bhojam atyanta nile Riddham kuntalai snigdha raktascha gopya Idam te mukham bhojam atyanta nile Riddham kuntalai snigdha raktascha Muhuschumbitam bimba rakta dharame Manasa avirastam alam lakshalabhe Muhuschumbitam bimba Namo Devo Damodarananta Vishnu Prasiddha Prabho Dukha Jalabdi Magna Namo Devo Damodarananta Ananta Vishnu Prasiddha Prabho Dukha Kripa Drishti Vishyate Dinam Batanu Graha Nishamam Ajnam Edi Ekshideshya Kripa Drishti Vishyate Dinam Batanu Kuvera majo bodha mitve vayadva Tvava musita bhakti bhajau kita ucha bodha mitve vayadva Tvava musita bhakti bhajau kita ucha Tatha prema bhaktim swakame prayacha Namokshe graho mesti damodareya Jai Damodar Radha Damodar Namaste Sudamne Spuradipti Namne Tvadiyodarayatha Vishwase Damne Namaste Sudamne Tvadiyodarayatha Vishwase Damne Namo Radhikaya Tvadiya Priyaya Namo Nantalilaya Devyabhyatubhyam Namo Radhikaya Tvadiya Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna
Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Mameshwaram Sachidananda Rupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam Mameshwaram Damanam Taram Samatyanto Dusya Gopya Rashodabhiyo Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Jayo Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Radhe Jayo Radha Jayo Radha Damodar Radha Damodar Radhe Jayo Radha Jaya Mahaprabhu Jaya Mahaprabhu Jaya Mahaprabhu Jaya Mahaprabhu Jaya Mahaprabhu Jaya Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Ananta Dev Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Ananta Dev Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Radha Damodar ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Now we will quickly remove the asanas and books which are like scriptural deities, and then we will get ready for Srila Prabhupada Guru Puja. Thank you so much.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Shadma Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Shadma Bando Mui Shabadana Mate Bando Mui Shabadana Mate Jahara Prashade Bhai Bhavatoriya Yai Jahara Prashade Bhai Bhavatoriya Yai Krishna Prapti Hoy Jaha Hoite Krishna Prapti Hoy Jaha Hoite Guru Mukha Padma Bhakya Chitete Koriya Aikya Guru Mukha Padma Bhakya Chitete Koriya Aikya Arana kori ho mane asha Arana kori ho mane asha Shri Guru Charane Rati Eshe Uttama Gati Shri Guru Charane Rati Eshe Uttama Gati Je prashade pure sarva asha Je prashade pure sarva asha Chakudano diloje janme janme prabhu she Chakutano diloje janme janme prabhu she Divya gyan hriday prakashito Divya gyan hriday prakashito Prema bhakti jaha hoite avidya vinashayate Prema bhakti jaha hoite avidya vinashayate Vede gai jahara charito Vede gai jahara charito Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adhama Janara Bandhu Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adhama Janara Bandhu Lokanath Lokera Jivana Lokanath Lokera Jivana Ha ha Prabhu Korodoya Deho More Parachaya Ha ha Prabhu Korodoya Deho More Parachaya Ebe Jash Kushuk Tribhuvana Ebe Jash Kushuk Tribhuvana Ha ha Prabhu Korodoya Deho More Parachaya Ha ha Prabhu Korodoya Deho More Parachaya Prabhupada Patita Pavana Srila Prabhupada Patita Pavana Gurudev Patita Pavana Dui Pade Loilo Sharana Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopala Jaya Jaya. Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopala Jaya Jaya. Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya. Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Privrajakacharyasthu Tarasatya Shri Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Privrajakacharyasthu Tarasatya Shri Srimad His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Kori Vaishnavrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shyama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Shri Mayapur Dham Ki Jai. Shri Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai. Ganga Mai Jamuna Mai Ki Jai. Shrimati Tulsi Devi Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Holy Diwali Festival Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Damodara Ki Jai. Month of Kartik Ki Jai. ISKCON Silicon Valley Yatra Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Madana Mohan Ki Jai. Shri Shri Lakshmi Nrsingadev Ki Jai. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the lotus feet of Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga. Hari Hari Bol.
Jive fele vishaya sagare शरीरा विद्या जाल जोड़ेंद्रिय ताहे काल इवे फैले विषय सागरे अरमति जीवती लोभो मोह सुदुर्मति ताके जेता कठिन संसारे
शरीरा विद्या जाल जो दें दिया ताहे का जीवे फैले विषय सगोरे तारा दे जीवायती लोभो में सुदुर्मति ताके जेता कथिन संसारे कृष्ण बड़ो दोयामो परिबरे जीव जो सप्रसाद अन्ना दिलो भाई से अनामृता पाओ राधा कृष्ण गुण गाओ प्रेमे डाको श्री चैतन्य नीता एक दिन शांति पूरे प्रभु अद्वैत तेरा घरे दुई प्रभु भोजन बोसीलो स्वाद कोरी अश्वादाना प्रभु बोले भक्त गाना ऐशा कृष्ण अश्वादिलो हेनो शाक अश्वादने कृष्णा एम प्रेमा ऐसे माने से प्रेमे करो अश्वादान। भगवत महाश्री प्रसाद की जय।